Hygra.com, Antique Boxes, 925SB. A most unusual sewing box which is covered all over, inside and outside, with finely embroidered cloth. The outside is understandably yellowed and a little worn on top, but the inside still retains the vibrant colours of the silk threads. The designs are of flowers, both European and exotic. Centrally, on the top, there is an embroidered design of an enclosed cornucopia made up of small floral motifs. This type of ornament, where every component furthered the development of the prevalent pattern with characteristic of designs on fabrics and embroideries which were produced in India throughout the 18th century. This is a pretty and unique piece, difficult to date with precision. The form, the hardware, and style place it somewhere around the end of the 18th century and the beginning of the 19th. Embroidery was a serious art and was practiced both by professionals and ladies of certain social standing who saw it as an important outlet for their artistic creativity. During the 17th century, boxes completely covered in stump-work embroidery were made, mainly in the form of small table cabinets. These are a celebration of needlework rather than craft of cabinet making, and are mostly the preserve of fabric collectors, as they need special conditions for conservation. Mrs. Delaney, whose hands were kept busy for the greater part of the 18th century, according to her husband, even between the cooling of her tea, has left us a legacy of comments on needlework and the serious nature of the art. The needlewoman of the time was responsible not just for the execution of the craft, but also for the design and the composition of the complete work. A skilled and talented person could manipulate her thread with a degree of freedom, the way a painter uses pigment. Describing one of her projects, Mrs. Delaney wrote, "My pattern, a border of oak branches and all sorts of roses except yellow, which I work without any pattern, just as they come into my head." Even if a lady followed a pattern from a ladies' magazine, she was expected to add her own individual input to the interpretation. One outlet for women's creativity which flourished during the late part of the 18th and early part of the 19th century was the decoration of boxes. Unfortunately, the identities of the creators of such artistic work is for the most part lost in time.